Motion passes, thank you. 8H, we don't have anyone here, so we're gonna move on.
Right.
Number 9, ordinances, there are none. 10, reports, updates, and miscellaneous. Is there anything?
Councilmember Hansi, you're not gonna be here for the EDA?
Right.
Could someone else sit on the EDA meeting?
I can. When is it?
5:30 Wednesday?
Wednesday.
Wednesday?
I'll be in the cities.
Thank you. That's all I have, Your Honor.
There's nothing.
Call me and remind me. I got a bad memory.
Remind you of what? Oh. Absolutely.
I had one thing that I forgot on the consent agenda. This colorful little sheet
Oh, yeah.
that was added, could we get just a brief explanation of that?
Well, actually, that's the short version of
Goes with
all these other sheets that, of how I had to break it down, because FEMA had sent, a few months ago, they had sent their guide down, and we sat and went through every single PW that we had, and went through every single one, and dragged out information, or verified information, or explained information to them. So this is their final payment, their final, and how it's broken down. And during the course of us going through all those other ones, then we found where they had overpaid us on some things. They had, way back in the first few days and weeks of the flood, they would assume, oh yeah, you're gonna have to spend $100,000 to fix all that, so they gave us just a lump sum advance payment, and we didn't always spend everything that they advanced us. So this takes into account subtracting back some of the money that we've had for a long time, and we weren't entitled to it. But this breakdown allows us, that liquor store money will allow us to pay back the general fund. You know, that was part of the reason why our general fund balance was hurting there.
And so that will satisfy that audit question that
So
the auditor had.
The sewer, is that 287 added into the sewer fund?
Well, see, even though this is cash in the bank now, in each one of those funds, that the auditors have already accounted for, that was receivable money, you know? So they anticipated getting that money into the sewer fund, but since cash wasn't really there, we borrowed from the general fund again, you know? So that the sewer fund will have to pay back the general fund something, and the sewer fund also owes the electric fund.
So is that gonna get the sewer fund out of hock, or?
Yeah, it'll help the sewer fund get rid of some of that ongoing debt that's been there for a long time.
So that's part of the reason for trying to get an increase in the sewer?
No, the sewer rate increase is for ongoing projects, ongoing maintenance, and building a reserve to pay for future projects, and to cover new debt services coming online.
So when did all this, or did this just come in?
Yeah, just came in a while ago.
We just got the payment for all this?
This is the last, this is all that we're gonna get out of them, yeah.
Yeah, Kathy's done a tremendous job of getting that.
So
Taken a long time, but.
Is this approximately what we were expecting it?
No, I think, you remember way back when John Stewart had estimated like $1.4 million or something?
Yeah.
But that was before we had fine-tuned some of those other ones. Well, they took back $415,000 because they'd overpaid it to us. Because they paid us on the community center, which they didn't intend to. They paid us for fire turnout gear and fire trucks, which they weren't supposed to pay for. So there was just a lot of stuff that we had to clear up and fix up. So they took back $415,000, and then they denied. We had that request in for that boring, the sewer and water lines that we bored in, whatever that was called, the river boring project. project. That was 200-some thousand, they denied that. And that was one where the engineers were, you know, fussing and fighting with them a lot, trying to get them to, because they had, again, they had verbally approved it, federal and state had verbally approved it, but they didn't do the paperwork on it, and it got lost in Chicago, and then all the Chicago people changed, and since they had no paper trail, they wouldn't buy any excuse or anything, so they just denied that one. So, if you factor in what they denied and what they took back, and this 881, that's around 1.4. So we were close to what we thought, but we didn't realize they were going to take back.
So
you
what
know.
what did you say on the community center?
Yeah, they paid us some money on that up front, and when we got it, I was surprised because they told us they weren't going to pay on it, and it was because it was not approved. But I wasn't going to give the money back because I knew they owed us other money. So we just held on to it, and then we finally cleared it all up now at the end.
So did you have to give it back?
Yeah, well, they subtracted a total of 450, so they were gonna give us $1.2 million, but because they gave us 400,000 earlier in, you know, in the last 7 years that they shouldn't have, they took that back again, so some of their money we had in advance.
See, and all of these FEMA funds are reflected in your current fund
Yeah.
balance?
Mhm.
Okay,
Yep.
okay.
Because for now, I mean, they've been deposited as cash, and that's just a cash sheet. But by the end of the year, we're gonna be shuffling some of those funds around, the due to and due from stuff, so. And auditors will have to deal with some of those things too.
Yep. Okay. Well, good. That, I'm sure feels
It's
good.
done, yeah.
An early Christmas present. To
Clear
wrap
ahead.
that stuff up.
Any motion?
Motion to adjourn.
Second. Motion by Mr. Hansi, second by Mr. Dahl. All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Okay.
Opposed? Motion passes. We are adjourned.
You'll have to explain that too.
It's a different number.
Yes, it is. Kathy, can I borrow your pen? Does it need to be black?
Yeah,
Oh, this is black.
I don't know if it matters.